Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today is Thursday, March 25th, 2010. Hope y'all are doing great. And I don't want to waste any time because I only have 10 minutes to spare on these videos because YouTube cuts me off after that. But anyways, if this is your first time watching these videos, click the link right above it that says if this is your first time visiting this blog, read this first. Click on that link. It's going to give you the rules to the system. Go ahead and read that and get to familiarizing yourself with the system, know the rules and all that sort of stuff. And once you do that, come back and these videos are going to make a lot more sense, because otherwise if you're just walking in here with no background of the system, you're probably going to get lost because I don't explain the rules to the system in the videos. I more or less talk about the application of the system. And so if you have a good foundation of the system rules, then these videos are going to have a lot more value to you. So that's just my recommendation for those who are joining us for the first time. But if you're a regular here, you know the drill, and so I'm glad to have you back. Hopefully these videos are helping you out. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in it. So I have opened my 15-minute, my 4-hour chart for the cable. I'm going to open my 4-hour chart first so we can find our trend. And we had a trend change candle back on the 23rd, which is a couple days ago, and it was for a downtrend. Now since then, at the start of our day, we didn't have any new trend change candles, so our trend was still down, and at the start of our day we were looking only for short trades. Now if I move through today's action, you can see that we had no new trend change candles during our trading session. Therefore the trend was still down, and we only looked for short trades the entire day. Even though we did have some bullish movement early on, there were no new trend change candles, therefore the trend is still down, and we're still only looking for short trades the entire day. Alright, so now I can go to my 15-minute chart, and I'm going to move this to before midnight so we can see what it looks like. But before I start trading, of course, I want to take a look at the news events for the day. And you can just go to babypips.com, click on this Tools tab, and it's going to automatically pull up the news events for the day, but you do just want to double check it. So make sure that it's on the correct date. It is the 25th today. And then make sure this drop-down bar under the time zone menu is correct, so that you have the right times and you know what times to watch out for, because that's really the important part of these news events for us, at least for the system, is to know when those news events are coming out, because we don't want to be in the market at those times. So we're looking for news that affects either the UK or the US, because that is the currency pair we're trading. So if I go down this currency tab, I'll look and I see a couple of news reports at 5:30 for the UK, and it's retail sales. And then if I go down, right underneath it is 8:30, and we have US reports for initial jobless claims. So a couple of news times to watch out for, first at 5:30 and then at 8:30. So I'm just going to jot those down in a notepad, and you can do the same thing, or you can set an alert or some kind of alarm just to let you know when those news events are coming out. Alright, so now that I have my news events handy and I know I'm only looking for short trades, I can now begin my trading day. And so what I'm going to do is move my chart forward one candle at a time and give you my thought process along the way. And really the goal here again is to just minimize the discrepancies between what you're seeing and what I'm seeing. That way you know whether or not you are trading the system correctly. Okay, so I can go ahead and begin moving my chart forward, and just give me 1 second because my dog is barking very loud, and she likes to growl at just about anything. So I'm going to close the door, and hopefully the background noise will just kind of fade out. Sorry about that. But anyway, so I'm going to move my chart forward one candle at a time. And so remember, we're looking for short trades only, so I am paying pretty close attention to it because I do have a possibility for a crossover to the short side. And here I get one right at 1 a.m., pretty early in the session. RSI is below 50, stochastics are trending down. MACD went from positive from the previous candle to negative on this candle. So this is a valid entry. There is no news until 5:30, so we have plenty of time there. So you want to go ahead and enter at the close of the candle or as close to it as possible. In this case, it's at 48.91. Your stop is going to be at the most recent swing high at 49.10. And then your target will be at the nearest 0 or 50 level. In this case, it would be at 48.50. And that gives us about 41 pips of potential profit. Pretty good there. So we'll leave it at that. And so really now I just got to watch the trade and see what happens. So in the very next candle, you could see that the price did drop, went down considerably low to 48.53. That was the low for this candle. However, it did shoot back up and ended up closing at 48.68. So it doesn't make me feel too good. However, it didn't quite get to my target, so I'm still holding on to the trade. And unfortunately, the market makes this crazy bullish run, and I actually get stopped out on this trade. And this time, you know, I'm human just like everyone else, so it does kind of sting a little bit to see you get so close to hitting your target, but then the price goes against you and you get stopped out. So, but it does happen. It's happened before, and I know that it's bound to happen again, and this is just one of those cases. So ended up getting stopped out there, but again, we had a good setup there, so don't feel bad if you took that setup and then lost. That was a good high probability trade, so that was okay there to take, and unfortunately the market just went against us this time. So just jot that in the books, and we continue to move on. This case, it's about 4:45, so I know news is coming out at 5, so I won't take any trades even if I see any. And there's 5:30. You can see a lot of volatility there. And so I just continue to move forward. And again, I'm only looking for short trades, so I am paying pretty close attention because of this bullish run. So I'm expecting that if we do see a crossover, it should be coming up pretty soon because we've had this nice bullish run throughout the day. And so sure enough, we do get a crossover. This is at 8 a.m. Now, several things play factor here. 8 a.m. This candle opens at 8 but closes at 8:15. If you go to your notepad, then you know that you have news coming out at 8:30. So again, not enough time there for your trade to move. So you wouldn't want to enter here because it's right before the news event at 8:30. So I wouldn't even enter, but just for fun, let's look at the indicators anyways. RSI is below 50, even though it's kind of trending up there. Stochastics are trending down. MACD, however, was negative from the previous candle, so that actually would cancel out the signal if this were a valid trade time. But since it's before news anyways, we wouldn't even take it. But just for fun, imagining that it wasn't around news events, we still would not enter this trade because MACD was already negative from the previous candle. So no entry either way. So I just sit this one out. And there's 8:15. Here's 8:30 news. Obviously, it doesn't do much. But if you look out through the rest of the day, price does begin to drop back down. And again, so it's kind of like a double whammy here because first time we went in the trade, looked like our target was gonna get hit, and then we get stopped out. Second time, our rules prevent us from getting in the trade, and we see this nice long drop. So kind of a double punch here to the gut. But again, it happens sometimes, and more often than not, it's going to happen again in the future. So just be prepared for that. But it does happen, and you just got to roll along with the punches. But again, just got to stay disciplined in the system. That's really all I can say. And just to give you encouragement, we're not taking heavy losses here, which is good because in times where things aren't really going our way, then we just want to keep our head above water so that we save all those profits that we take when the market is moving well for us. So again, that's hopefully an encouragement to you, but do stay disciplined in the system because otherwise you can get yourself in a whole lot of trouble. So that's it for today's update. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the blog or post it in the forums, and I'll try my best to answer them as best as possible. So that's it. Have a great day, and I will see you all on the next update. Cowabunga, dude.